Hello and welcome to another episode of the Appelboom Bites podcast. Today is episode number 27 already, and today is a very special episode because we have a new co-host and also a new guest. But let us start first with the new co-host because that new co-host has already been a guest on our show, and it is the one and only Michael from Scrively. Welcome to the show, Scrively. Welcome to the show, Michael. How are you
Thanks,
doing?
Appelboom. Joost. I am doing very well. Thanks for having me as a co-host, and I'm super looking forward to spend time with Klarissa today and for the upcoming 4 episodes as well. So really looking forward for the ride.
Yeah, you will be with us for 5 episodes. It would be a really long
Yeah.
time for you, to hang out with me all
I
the time.
already feel sorry for myself and for all our guests.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, you already introduced her a little bit. We have a special guest on the show today. It is Klarissa, the Snowystudio on Instagram. Welcome, Klarissa. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, Joost. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really great to be here, and it's really nice also to meet Michael for the first time. So, hello, everyone.
Amazing. So, Clarissa, we spent a lot of time together on the DC show because you helped me out, and I was really grateful for that because most likely I would not be able to handle that big show all on my own. So, thank you again for that. It was a lot of fun. How did you experience it to
Oh,
be
I
with
had
me
so
like for
much
3 days?
It was a lot of fun. I loved spending time with you and with Annabelle, and then you're actually even more, it's even funnier in person. In real life, if you cannot believe it, if you can believe it, Um, and I had the pleasure of babysitting Annabelle's, baby, the pen, for some time when she
Yeah.
was stepping out a bit from the table. So that
Hmm.
was like a real honor.
Yeah, it's a really important job. I actually I do that right now because you guys cannot see it, but here on my right is
Mm-hmm.
her pen. So I'm watching it right now.
Oh,
So Annabelle, no
oh.
worries. Your pen is safe in my hands. I will not touch it. I will only look at it. No worries. Before we start the whole podcast, we always do the pen check.
The pen check.
Michael, since you are the co-host, you can start. What pen do you carry with you today?
The pen that I was just writing the question for Clarissa down with is the Pelikan M605 tortoise shell black, which is inked
Beautiful.
with Caran d'Ache Chromatics Ultraviolet, which I think fits very well with the pen. And I have just shot
Hmm.
the review of this pen. It will be published shortly in the next couple of days. And I think it's a fantastic pen because it's the first time that Pelikan has done the tortoise finish on a silver accented pen. And I think this is one of
Hmm.
the most beautiful special editions that Pelikan has ever released. I think it's the 2022 special edition. And for everyone watching, if you don't have one yet, I feel sorry for you. Go grab one because it's really an amazing pen. So that's mine.
It's a really beautiful piece. I agree with you. It's really nice. What nib do you have on it?
It's extra fine nib because as a lefty, I like to write with fine and extra fine nibs because they don't put so much ink on the page. And I love the filigrane lines of the finer nibs.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I really love it, and I totally agree with you. This special edition, I think it's one of the most special editions that Pelican did in the last few
Yeah.
years. Um, I myself, I'm not really a colorful guy, so I can appreciate it, but I like a kind of blackish pen more. And this is really nicely done. This is really
Yeah,
cool.
same here. I'm
The
also a
tortoiseshell
very
black.
muted
Yes.
guy. I'm personally not one for the nothing against Italian pens. They're beautiful as well, but I'm much more, not a fancy Monte Grappa, but like more a subdued. It's very right up my alley.
Hmm.
I like it.
Amazing, amazing. Clarissa, what pen do you carry with you today?
Okay, so I have this one. This is a
Oh,
Charleston. model by Jonathan Brooks. The finish is the matte Arctic Blast. So I picked this pen up when I was at the Baltimore Pen Show. And then the nib is actually um, a really lovely architect nib by
Nice.
Gina, the custom.
Oh,
So
yes.
Gina, Custom Nib Studio. Yes.
Nice.
Actually, Joost, I had Gina working on this nib when we were in DC.
Oh,
When
really?
yes, yeah, one of those times that you let me kind of like took a little break, for
Oh,
a
that's
little
why
cup
all
of
the breaks
water.
were all about.
Yes, so I went to like different like nib grinders, and then
Mhm.
they were on my nips, and yeah, it's really really lovely. So yeah,
It's a
and
really
I
beautiful
just
pen.
yeah, I totally agree, and I love the matte finish. I
Hmm.
just did a post on this one also on my Instagram. So
It's
yeah.
beautiful. I will check it out. That's the great thing about pen shows, right? That you have access to nib grinders that normally are so difficult to find, and you have to ship the pen
Yes,
across half the world. But then at the pen show, you
yes,
have like actually a critical mass of them all on one spot, and you can get the nib service done right away, and you can have this mini interaction and the
yes,
feedback of how you like it and so forth. It's fantastic.
It's really
absolutely.
convenient part of the pen shows because not every pen store like Appelboom has their in-house nib specialist who can fix the nibs at the point. But yeah, pen shows are a great way to bring your pens and have your nibs checked or tuned or fixed or grinded. Um, but more about pen shows later on. Um,
Yes.
First, let's go to my pen check, please,
Yes.
because I have a little baby one here with me, and it's actually it's quite some history behind this pen because this fountain pen it was introduced in 1968 already, but this is of course not a pen from 1968. This is a re-release. Here I don't know if you can see it because it's so small. This is the Pilot E95. It's a really small pen and it's a really funny design. And what I really like about this is that if you uncap it, it's a really small pen. You can write with it, but it's small. So what you have to do, you have to post it, and then it's a decent sized fountain pen. But
Mm.
when you cap it again, it's so small. It's really easy to put in your pocket or in a handbag or whatever, and you can easily take it with you. Another thing that I really like about this fountain pen is the inlaid 14 karat gold nib. And usually, when you have a 14 karat gold nib, you'll have to think about prices, uh, 200 plus
Mhm.
euros. This one is below that amount. So that's also really nice about this fountain pen. And that's why I brought it with me. It says an extra fine nib on it, but that's by accident because normally I use broader nibs. But for this one, it has an extra fine nib on it. But it's really nice. Did one of you ever wrote with an E95 pen, fountain pen?
No, I have never. I have
No.
written with vintage kind of like there's like larger ones, full size ones with the inlaid nib. I wrote with
Mm-hmm.
those, but with the pocket ones, never.
Mm.
Yeah. Another funny thing about this is that this particular pilot, is not available in Europe except with Appelboom because
Look at
it's not
that.
sold by Pilot Europe. It's not sold by Pilot Europe. It's only sold by Pilot USA and Pilot Japan. And since
Mm.
we can get some pens through our store in Boston, we can also have this in Europe. So if you're looking for this pen
Mm.
for a decent price in Europe,
Advantages of a global
we can help you
retailer.
out.
Fantastic. Joost, how does that pen compare to the
Yes,
Kaweco
yes.
Sport? Is it much larger or same size or a bit smaller or?
It's a really good question. I don't have a Kaweco here with me, but I will grab one. But in the meantime, I will ask Klarissa the first question that I actually had to ask from our previous guest, and it was Urban from the Fountain Pen Companion. That's
Mhm.
definitely a podcast that you have to check out. The fountainpencompanion.com is a website where you can find all the inks of the entire world. It's a whole database of information that you want to know as a fountain pen enthusiast. Clarissa, are you using fountainpencompanion.com?
No, but I did listen to the whole YouTube video because so I came prepared.
Amazing. So then you know the upcoming question, because it is,
Yes.
Clarissa, do you finish your notebook slash fountain pen, so the ink in the fountain pen, or do you just use what there is on hand? So you do not finish a notebook, you will just put it away, grab another notebook, write it down, grab another pen, still with ink inside, like one chaos. How are you? And in the meantime that you're answering this question, so Michael, you have to listen very closely because you have to keep this conversation going. I will grab a Kaweco Sport for the comparison.
Go for it.
Be right back.
Okay. So I have to say that I do both. So there are two sides of me, I guess. I do personal journal, and so personal journaling and art journaling. And with my personal journaling, I write every night. Basically, that's kind of like a form of meditation or relaxation, whatever you want to call it. And let me show you. This is kind of like a stack of notebooks
Wow.
that I
Wow.
finish. Yes, I
They look
started
so
like
neat.
Yeah.
thank you. So with these journals, I actually started like I have to say maybe springtime 2020, and then I'm on number, I don't know, 10 or 11 right now. So I would start from the very beginning, and then I finish every single notebook. So it's very satisfying for me to finish a
Mm-hmm.
notebook. Um, but for on the other hand, I also do art journaling. I do a lot of art journaling, and with that particular journaling, I actually start anywhere. It's just kind of like I see the notebook as my canvas. So I
Mm-hmm.
just pick a page and I start over there. So let me show you a couple examples. So I do a lot of ink splatter. So something
Wow.
like that.
Lovely.
Yeah. So
And you just
thank you.
open the
So
notebook and start making art on that particular page.
yes, yes.
Okay.
It's like the
Nice.
I don't start from the very beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of like pick a page, do something.
Wow.
Wow.
So I never do a flip through because of that, because it just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like different pages.
Fantastic.
Um,
Amazing. It's so
thank you so much.
amazing.
Thank you. I also use different sizes. So that is the A5, and then I also use like a B6, same type of
Mm-hmm.
same type of art journaling, very
Wow.
similar style. But again, it's just like
I wish I would be
I don't do a
remotely
flip
close
through
to
because
that, but I can tell you one secret. If I draw a tree, it looks more like a sheep or something like that, so I'm not even trying.
so I'm
Honestly,
actually not.
Mikael, I think we are on the same level as our art skills. So always, if I see things like this, we
I'm
have a lot
amazed.
of customers, of course, who are really talented in that field, and I really feel untalented when I when I see things like this. When I have a lot of respect for people when can
Me too. Amazing.
put things like that up on
Beautiful.
paper. Yeah.
But I have to mention that I actually cannot draw. So what you see is just like ink splatters. I just do like inks, and then I
Mm-hmm.
write down poem or song lyrics because I cannot draw. But that's the other thing also. I did a video on my Instagram, like a how-to video, to show people how to do the ink splatters. And then
Mm-hmm.
I heard from so many of them that they have been enjoying just playing with inks, because you don't have to have like an extra special artistic skill, or like
Mm-hmm.
be a painter or an artist or anything like that, but you can definitely
I
enjoy the
like that.
inks.
Empowering
So there's
people
still
to do
hope for
art.
there's still
Great.
hope for us, Mikael. There's still hope for
Yeah, but
us.
the problem is that, we cannot draw and we don't have as great ideas as Clarissa have. So we have then two
That's
problems.
But we
Michael,
do
I
have
was
enough ink.
Yeah, we
We
have
do have
loads
enough
of
ink.
interest.
So I will send you my videos, Michael
Thank
and
you.
Joost, and you guys just have to try
Yes.
it. It's a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
promise.
I promise you,
Yeah.
Klarissa, I will give it a try,
Yes.
and I will send you the
Yes.
result, and then
Yes.
you can say something about it.
Yeah, you actually can give me when you're in DC. I will take it home and then I will frame it, for my studio over here. You
I'm
sign
not
it
sure
and
if you want to
everything.
frame that. All right. Thank you. In the meantime, Michael, on your request, I grabbed a Kaweco Sport from the store.
Oh, thank you.
And I have here a little comparison.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
So the E95S is a little bit bigger compared to the Kaweco Sport, but still really small. So yeah, and also uncapped.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
always
will be
fun.
interested in seeing this because that's the first question that everyone will post otherwise under the YouTube video, so we already preempt that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a really small difference.
And now you have to post them
But,
both,
it's a
Joost,
little bit
to
bigger.
make it
I'm working
Yeah,
on it. I'm working
okay.
on it. I'm not that fast as
Yeah,
you.
I know.
You're really fast in your videos. You're prepared. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's helpful. Very helpful.
Yeah?
Yeah, thanks for going the extra
All right.
mile, Joost, as always.
No problem. Always. It's a pleasure. So now nobody has to comment under this video. What is the dimensions of it? You have seen it. All right. Thank you for answering Urban's question, Klarissa. You already mentioned a little bit some about the pen shows. You are a really fanatic pen show follower, right, Klarissa? How many pen shows did you join?
So my first pen show ever was DC in 2021. That's when I met you for the first time. You don't remember me, I know, but
Of
you and I
course, I
actually
did.
we took a selfie together,
Yeah, I know.
yeah. That's how I met you. So that was like my first ever pen show. And then I think 2 weeks after that, I also went to San Francisco pen show, and I loved every moment of it. It's just like they have different vendors, very different vendors, a lot of vendors from Asia, it's just a different pen show compared to the DC one. And then so let's see, I went to Philly also and Baltimore in 2022, and then DC and San Francisco again, and then so maybe about like 8 so far.
Wow.
8 pen
So
shows
really
so far.
experienced.
Clarissa, how is it to
And
be on a
Michael
pen show
never did a pen show.
with Joost? Is it super annoying because there are all these groupies coming that want to do selfies with Joost all the time, or is it still okay?
So that's why I'm there, because he's just so busy taking photos and selfies with the fans,
Yeah.
So somebody had to take care of the pens, Somebody had to kind of like, help the customers and everything, because he's everywhere.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can vividly imagine.
Guys. This is crazy.
Yes.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Of course, I'm happy to take selfies with everyone that wants it, and it's always a lot of fun, but it's not like that. No, definitely not. Actually, I wanted to share
I was joking.
This. Of course. Actually, I want to share a little thing, because I got a letter. Actually, I got some letters lately about some kind of fan letters of how people love me on this show. And I just want to say that I'm really happy with my family, and that I love my girlfriend. So just want to make things clear. I'm not available. I'm not in the market. So yeah, I wanted to say that. Thank you. But talking about pen shows, there's of course only one pen show, which is the best pen show in the entire world, and that is the
Dutch Pen Show.
Of course. And the Dutch Pen Show will be there only in a few weeks. The ticket sales are really, really fast. So we sold already over 350 tickets so far at the moment that we are recording this. And last year we had 500 visitors, so we are really close of reaching that total already. I think all the workshops are already sold out by now. That was really fast. Some workshops were sold out within 24 hours. It was crazy. So Yes, my plan was to promote the workshops a little bit here on this show, but
No need anymore, huh?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really sad if I'm talking about all these cool workshops that are done by Alicia Plants or Vanessa Langton. It's not fair
Oh,
because
Vanessa is coming. Cool.
you cannot join. Yes, yes. So Vanessa's joining the show. She's doing a workshop, an amazing workshop, but yeah, there are no tickets available anymore. So I'm sorry, guys, to
That's so
disappoint you
great to
all.
hear, though. That's really
Yeah,
great to hear.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm really
Mm-hmm.
happy with that, and well, hopefully for next year we can offer more workshops and a more variety of workshops maybe as
Mm-hmm.
well to make everybody happy. But the first 24 hours of the sales were crazy, and of course I'm really happy with that. But also I hope that we do not have to disappoint people. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's the case, of course. Um,
So, Michael, will you be attending the Dutch Pen Show then?
Yeah, good question. If I can still grab a ticket, I'll definitely look it up. For full disclosure, I have never ever been to a pen show, so maybe I need to do my maiden voyage to the Dutch pen show this year.
well, if you go to the
Mm-hmm.
Dutch pen show, you see the best pen show immediately, so that's a great start.
Yeah. So then there's nothing else beyond it anymore, right? Then I've
Yeah,
seen it all,
you can just visit the Dutch pen show, and that's
and
it.
that's it. And then I can retire.
I've never been.
Yeah,
I've never been, Joost. Joost, I've never been to the Dutch Pen Show.
you should come.
Not this year, maybe next year.
Okay, so this year is June 4th, by the way. There's still some tickets
Mm-hmm.
available. You can grab your tickets. Some people that will join the show that will actually come there as a vendor might be worth telling are, of course, Appelboom, some other retailers in the Netherlands, because that's actually how it all started. So people are asking me like, hey, how did the Dutch pen show start? So the whole idea started from the retailer. So it's a completely different perspective than other pen shows where it starts in a different way. Let's say it like that. But here it started with the retailers. They came together and said like, hey, we have a lot of old stock, or not really old stock, but we want to have some pens that we want to sell. Let's make a pen and trade event, and let's come together. Once we set it all up, we asked some amazing pen collectors like Sashminias, the Monument Pen Show, and so it all started.
Cool.
And after that, a lot of other vendors joined very fast as well, like Galen Leather, who was, I think, also at the first pen show or not, maybe the second. I don't know. I don't remember that anymore. But fast after that, a lot of other brands joined as well, and saw that the commitment that the retailers had with this Dutch pen show was really, really well. So yeah, that's a different approach of doing the pen show, because for example, the DC pen show, you don't see a lot of retailers there. So you have a lot of vendors, you have a lot of private collectors, but you don't have the local retailers, for example. And that's what we have.
And now everyone
That's
wants to
what
know
I'm
in
really
what
proud of.
city the Dutch pen show is, Joost. Is it in Amsterdam?
Oh, the Dutch pen show is in Utrecht. No. So because in Amsterdam there's already an amazing retailer, and we decided to not host the pen show in a city where already is a retailer. So in the past there was another pen show in the Netherlands. It's what's called the Tilburg Pen Show. But since there was that other store in the Netherlands, La Couronne de Comte, which is no longer there anymore, but we decided to do the pen show in a city who not really have a pen store.
Ah, nice.
So The Hague was not an option. Amsterdam was not an option. Lara was not an option, because besides it's too small, but it was also not an option because we have the store here. So we decided to go for Utrecht. It's really central. It's really easy to go. If you're coming from Germany, for example, it's like if it's on your way to Amsterdam, you drive to the hotel where the pen show is. So yeah, it's a great location, and a lot of people love it. Also because of the lighting in the room. The tables are really good
Mm.
visible. You know, if you're looking at
Okay.
your pen, so let's say, Klarissa, your pen with the Jonathan Brooks material, it's really important to have a good lighting to see
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
how the pen actually look like.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
one of the downsides of a lot of pen shows is that they're at dark places with bad
That's true.
lighting. And yeah, that's one of the most important things. So this
Yeah.
is a great hotel. It's an amazing hotel. It's in the Van der Valk Hotel in Utrecht.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4th of June, just come, visit us. Let's have fun. Everybody will be there. We will have a lot of visitors also from the US, from Germany, who will come and join. Esterbrook is a great sponsor. They will have there a great stand. They are
Mm-hmm.
also co organizing the
Okay.
workshops. So they were
Mm-hmm.
providing us with a lot of information and a lot of materials to do the workshops.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, thank you for that,
So
Esteban.
Joost, yeah. So I remember last year, you guys did a Leonardo exclusive for the Dutch Pen Show, and then there's also Robert Oster Dutch Pen Show every single year.
Yes,
Would you be able to share with us a little bit about that?
that's a really good question, Clarissa. Um, I can tell a little bit about it, but not everything yet,
Okay.
because the official release
Okay.
will be on the Dutch Pen Show. So you have to come to the Dutch Pen Show if you want to see the release. But we will have 3 Dutch Pen Show limited edition or special editions. The first one is the Robert Oster ink.
Yes.
If I'm correct, Robert Oster will ship us the inks actually this week, so we will have them later on this week. The second
Okay.
one is a Leonardo
Mm-hmm.
exclusive again, with the material of Jonathan Brooks, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm.
If I spoke with Salvatore, he's working on it, and if correctly, he will ship it to us in 2 weeks, so
Mm-hmm.
perfectly in time for the Dutch Pen Show. Um, it's really cool. And the
I can't
third
wait.
one, and the third one is another limited or is another special edition that we launched for this year because we noticed that in the previous years the Leonardo fountain pen is quite a high standard. So they're around 600-700 euros. But
Mm-hmm.
we also wanted to launch something which is more accessible, more entry level priced. So we did a cooperation together with Kaweco, and we made
Mm-hmm.
an amazing new color in the all sport, and it's really cool. But I cannot tell anything about
I
it
was
yet.
so
But
scared that you say,
you
and
will
this
see it
year
in
we
a few
made a
weeks.
special collaboration with BIC and we launched a €1 ballpoint pen in a special
No,
edition color.
no. We stay away from those big ball pens. They're not allowed in the store. It's
Very good.
like when you come to the Dutch Pen Show, you also get security
Yeah,
check
and if you
if
have
you
a
have any
ballpoint
big
pen, they
ballpoint
will.
Like
pens.
search.
Yeah, no, we do not allow that. That's not allowed.
But
Oh.
Yeah.
that's cool with Kaweco.
So yeah,
Fantastic. That's awesome.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a really cool,
Mm-hmm.
collaboration. People are asking me
Yes.
very often, like, why don't you do store exclusive this? Or brands are asking me, like, hey, can we do a collaboration with an Appelboom exclusive? I always tell them, no, I don't want that. I only want to do it together with a group of other stores because I think it's
Yeah.
really selfish if you're
Mm-hmm.
making an exclusive only for your store and people cannot buy it anywhere else. So with the Dutch Pen Show group, we have a really strong group of retailers in the Netherlands and also in Belgium because Sakura in Belgium is also in that group, and
Mm-hmm.
she's really important for that group. Um, so I only want to do exclusives together with that group and not a store exclusive. So
Yeah.
people
So Joost,
don't ask me anymore.
I have a clarifying question. Sorry to interrupt. So, because I'm not really familiar about how you do the exclusive for the Dutch Pen Show, are you saying that all the retailers will have these products available
Yes. So
for?
the Robert Oster inks, because we are the only Robert Oster dealer in the Netherlands, we will carry it. But the Leonardo pens are sold also by the other Leonardo dealers that are also retailer at the Dutch Pen Show. So Sakura will have them, Ackerman, and Fontoplumo. Yes. And the Kaweco pens will also be available through the other Kaweco dealers in the Netherlands and Belgium. So that's the only thing. So the retailer can offer it as long as they carry the brand. So that's the only.
Got it.
That's the only.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Thank you. Yeah, that's enough about the Dutch Pen Show. I think you should just come and experience everything what there is to offer.
Yeah, and leave your ballpoint pens at home, everyone. Just don't bring them.
Yeah, definitely. We don't want to see any ballpoint pens.
No.
Talking about ballpoint pens, let's talk a little bit about the trends in the market. Because both you, Michael, and Klarissa, you're like the penfluencers of this world. You do reviews. You have an honest opinion. But what do you guys see that's happening in the fountain pen world at the moment?
Good question.
Michael, do you want to start?
Good question. I'm still thinking. I mean, like, I think one trend that is still carrying on and that has been going on for a while is the more or less forced release and re-release of the same pen over and over again, just in different colors. That's definitely one trend. I think another trend that I observe is that pen manufacturers and also smaller makers increasingly come up with nib innovations again. Back in the days, you had like lots of different nibs, and then there was this time where you only got everything between extra fine and double broad. But various pen manufacturers, small makers like Schoen Design, come up with these tubular nibs, and Mont Blanc comes again with these sort of the calligraphy nib and the curved nib and so on. So like I think that's also a trend that I observe. Another trend that I observe is that like in times of digital detox and digital saturation, a lot of people turn again to stationery and actually find pleasure in increasingly writing with their hand on paper. So I that's three things that I see. The first one I find a bit irritating because also in light of a world that will hopefully become more and more sustainable, I do hope that we don't produce more products just to have them in different colors, but I hope that we produce more meaningful products. The other two trends, the increasing variety of nibs and people turning more and more to handwriting, I very happily observe, and I'm very, very happy about those.
So I noticed, so let me show the pen that I have again. This is like the Jonathan Brooks material with matte finish. I'm thinking this may be a trend because before I saw the matte finish Jonathan Brooks in Baltimore, I also got these two from Leonardo. Both are matte finish, and they're very, very popular. It's very good. It feels really good to the touch, So I don't know. I've been observing that, and I actually picked like 3 pens, all matte finish in Baltimore because it's so nice just to.
So there were only pens with a matte finish on the Baltimore Pen Show, or also other finishes.
No. No, I picked like 3 pens, and all in matte finish.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. This other one is this one is the Blood Money, also by Jonathan Brooks. But you're right, for the pen show, you really need to have good lighting to be able to see the depth of the material. Yeah.
Jonathan can make such amazing materials. It's crazy how he does that. It's totally so impressive.
I would find it cool if we would observe in the future another trend, which would be to bring again more interesting filling systems back, because I think the last innovation that I've seen there came from Diplomat. Innovation or not, Nexus. Right? I mean, like the Nexus, it's kind of an eyedropper filler with a shut-off valve. It's not super innovative, but it's definitely something, that we haven't seen in a while. Uh,
It's something different,
it's
yes.
something different, but just building on, like the variety of nibs that we see, it would be cool to, like Schäfer had super cool filling systems, Parker had cool filling systems. I think perhaps a couple of these other American brands had these leather fillers and whatnot. That was
I think the
interesting.
lever fillers is something that will come back in the near future. I know that Kaweco is working on a piston filler for their Kaweco
Yeah,
Sport, which is
yeah.
not an innovative filling system, but it's something that
But
a
it
lot of
brings a
people are
classic
waiting
back, right?
for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so that's always really good. Yes, but I think Leonardo also told me that they were working on
Yes.
a new filling system. So yes, you know more about that, Clarissa.
No.
Okay.
You did an interview with Salvatore and Maria
Yes, I know,
Francesca,
but
so
I know that you have some contact with Salvatore sometimes, so I thought maybe he told you already something that we could share here.
no.
Oh, okay, no problem.
He hasn't told me anything.
All
So
right, all right. So, talking about those trends in the market, I have some great news because we have some new products on our website.
New products.
And the first new introduction I want to make this week is an amazing new Visconti. It is the Visconti Divina Elegance Wave. As you can see here, this fountain pen is inspired by the power and elegance of the sea. Waves bring life to the calm ocean. Waves, they represent the passage of time, the ways things change while remaining the same, and above all, blah 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 blah. All right, enough about all those beautiful texts from Visconti. The Divina is made with an amazing turquoise acrylic, which color is very reminiscent of the Tiffany & Co. signature color, what I really like. And the bands on the cap and barrel are made with sterling silver and are made with a golden number in mind, the divine number P. The fountain pen has an 18 karat gold nib in a variety of nib whites and uses a specially designed pull and turn piston filling mechanism. The hook safe lock closing system is also something that is unique of this fountain pen. And many years ago, we already made an overview video of the Visconti Divina. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Michael, what do you think of this Tiffany & Co. color on the Visconti Divina?
It looks very cool. It looks very cool. It's definitely a very, very nice choice, and I think fits the pen very well.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Clarissa?
do you have the pen with you right now?
I don't have it in yet. It comes in here tomorrow, but we will show the B footage of the pen, and it's a really cool pen.
I haven't seen it, to be honest with you. So I have
No
to
problem.
check it out again. Yeah.
All right, no problem. Another Italian company, Aurora, also launched an amazing new colorful fountain pen. After the black, the blue, and the green edition, the iconic Internazionale fountain pen is also available now in orange. The Internazionale is one of those products that have written the history of Aurora and is even one of the favorite models of the CEO of Aurora, Cesare Verona. And we are, of course, really happy with the color orange because that's like our national color of the Netherlands. The iconic fountain pen is made of orange resin with yellow gold plated details and has a richly embellished clip and cap ring with vintage decorations. The historical Aurora mark is present on the barrel, and the 18 karat gold iconic Aurora nib has an ebonite feeder and is fitted in a historical grip. The collection is limited to only 919 pieces and comes in a black wooden gift box with special vintage sleeve. Might be good to mention that the blue edition is completely sold out, but we still are able to get some pieces of the black Internazionale and the green Internazionale. So if you are thinking like, hey, orange is not really my color, we can still get you the green or the black edition. Michael, what do you think of this fountain pen?
I am very, very curious whether one of those will go right away to Brad Dowdy because, like, as far as I am concerned, I think that orange is one of his favorite colors. So
That's true.
I can see one going his way.
Yep.
We will talk with Brett about that. No worries. Klarissa, did you see this one?
No, I'm sorry.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Michael, we're now going to you because you have your last question for Klarissa before we are already ending the show.
All right. Yeah, my question, maybe it's a super obvious one, but it was the first question that came to my head when I checked your Instagram, Klarissa. And I was interested in why is it called Snowystudio and not Sunny Studio or Flaky Studio or something? So what is it with the
Okay.
Snowystudio?
So very good question. So I live in Colorado, USA over here, and then we have a lot of snow in wintertime. I love skiing, and we also have a white miniature schnauzer called Snowy. So Snowy is actually my supervisor in the studio. He always makes sure that I do everything correctly. He checks on me a few times per day. So he and I are buddies, and that's how I named my Instagram account the Snowystudio.
I would have never guessed that, but that makes perfect sense.
But Michael,
A great question, though.
can you then explain your name, Scrively?
Also good question. I think, perhaps it makes no sense at all, but I wanted to have a name that has something to do with writing. And then I thought about a scribe or a scriband or writing. And then when I thought about a scribe, then I somehow came up with Scrively. So that's about it.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
And the Scrively logo
nice.
is actually my own handwriting. It's my own handwriting vectorized. So I drew that logo myself. That's my writing.
Yeah?
Few people know that, but it indeed is like that.
Now everybody knows.
Now everyone knows. I mean, the few subscribers that you have.
Yeah, of course. Oh, that's nice. That's a really nice handwriting, Michael. All right.
Thank you very much.
Klarissa, next week we have another guest on the show, but we will start the show with a question that you have for the guest. So what question do you have for our guest for next week?
Do you know who is it gonna be? May I know
who it's gonna be, but I will not tell you yet. I will tell you after you told me the question.
Okay. So I was thinking because I love going to pen shows, and then we are also kind of talking a lot about the Dutch pen show today. I would like to ask your next guest. Hopefully, he or she had an experience or some experience going to a pen show.
Yes,
and I would like
definitely.
to know. Oh, okay, awesome. That's why. Okay, so I would like to know what was the most memorable or most exciting experience from one of the pen shows that this person attended before. I would love to hear that.
What is the most exciting experience that you had on a pen show? Right?
Yes.
We need to disqualify the answer selfie with Joost. That's not a valid answer.
Yes, that's not a valid answer. No. So the next guest on our show, which will be next week, will be Michael Tilka from Tamanuri Studio. He will also be on the Dutch Pen Show. So that's really, really cool that we can talk with him before the pen show to give a bit of a feeling about what's going to happen, what he does. He does a lot of urushi work. He has an urushi studio. He's a pen maker. At the moment, he is now moving from Poland to France. So he's really busy. I don't think that he even has the time to listen to this podcast, but you'll be here on the show next week, and then we will start with your question, Klarissa. So, what is
Perfect.
the most exciting experience that you had on a pen show? Yeah,
Yes.
Clarissa, what is your
Mhm.
what's your most exciting experience on a pen show?
Oh, I don't know. Meeting you,
No, no, no.
working
That was not a
alongside
valid
you for
answer.
3 days.
That that was
That
not a
was
valid answer.
disqualified.
That was not. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's just like I went to the DC Pen Show again in 2021. That was my first time ever. I only went for maybe 1.5 days because I was so overwhelmed. I was also very shy. I was just kind of like not sure about going to like this table and that table. But then after I went home to Colorado, I thought, oh my gosh, that was like such an exciting experience meeting friends and just talking pens with friends, trying each other pens, that kind of stuff. So I decided to go again. So I guess I caught the pen show bug, and every single pen show is just like I always really look forward to
Mhm.
going and then spending time with my friends. And then when I go home, I feel kind of like it's like what do you call it if after you have a night drinking with your buddies and then you go home, it's like a crash, right?
Yeah.
So I always feel that. So I don't know. Yeah, but
No,
it
it's a really social
every
event.
time.
It's a really social event. It's not
Yes,
only about the pens, but it's also about the people behind the pens, and that's what I really like about it.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. So
So, Michael, you also have to come to the Dutch Pen Show.
Sure thing.
I'm going to push you now for 5 more weeks until
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are there at the
yeah.
Dutch Pen
I
Show.
can imagine.
You know that,
You
right?
will do that. I know that.
Yeah. No worries. All right.
mhm.
Guys, thank you so much for being with me on this podcast. Michael, thank you for co hosting the show. We will see you next week again with Michael. And, well, we will make another amazing show. Klarissa, thank you so much for being a guest here on the podcast. It was great seeing you again. And, well, hopefully I see you again in DC later on. I think it's in August, right?
Correct. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I mean, um it's quite an experience, like Michael said, right? But I'm glad I did it, and then yeah,
Thanks, Larissa.
hopefully this is okay. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Joost.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching this video on our YouTube channel. If you're watching it, make sure to subscribe now to our YouTube channel. If you're listening to us through Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can now listen to us actually through Apple Podcasts. We had some problems before, but that's now all solved. You can listen to us through Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow us. And next week, we have another episode, again with Michael, but with another guest. Bye bye.